everybody. Welcome to Restorative Yoga. So for tonight's class, you are going to need a block or a big book, something that can lift the hips up and you feel comfortable putting most of your body weight on. And you are going to need 2 throw-size blankets. And then when we are recording this video right now, kind of the energy in the world's really up high. So if you're feeling like you need some of that soothing, grounding energy, just a little bit more than maybe restorative by itself will give you, grab a rice pack or another book or maybe another blanket, anything that weighs between like 3 and 8 pounds, and I will start to cue that. What happens is when we put weight on the outside of the body, it starts to kick in the parasympathetic nervous system, so that restore, relax, rejuvenate part of the body. In this class, we hold each pose for between 3 and 8 minutes. Every pose is completely supported, so the muscles shouldn't actually be holding tension. You will be able to relax in each pose and close your eyes and take some really deep belly breaths. You're going to know that I'm about to talk because you'll hear this. And that'll be your cue that I'm about to talk and we're going to switch poses. So we're going to get started in Sukhasana, heels in line with the groin. Start to rock those sit bones from side to side, feeling the earth beneath you. Coming into just a little bit of stillness here. Bringing your shoulders up to your ears, waterfall the shoulder blades down the back. And start to imagine there's a string on the top of your head pulling you just a little bit taller. We're going to open up today's class with a mudra and a pranayama. A pranayama is a breath work. So take the hands, you're going to take your index finger, bend, and then fold it in like so. So you'll be tucking the nail bed of the index finger into the corner of the thumb. And then you're going to take your middle finger and your ring finger and make a circle with your thumb, and the pinky just kind of hangs out. You'll do it on the second side. So again, fold that index finger in and bring the middle finger and ring finger to the thumb. So this mudra, the back of the hands come to the knees, the fingertips face up. This is called the Apyana Vayu mudra. So it's a heart chakra mudra, and it's designed to soothe, comfort, and restore. Go ahead and close the eyes if that feels safe, and if that doesn't feel safe, lower the gaze down to the ground. So this is the mudra for the next few moments. We're going to add to it the 5-3-7 breath, a breath we do very frequently for calming and coming back into the body. So taking a deep breath in through the nose and a full exhale out through the mouth like you're fogging up a mirror. Breathe in through the nose for a 5 count. Hold the breath at full for a 3 count. Exhale out through the mouth like you're breathing through a straw for a 7 count. Inhale 5. Hold 3. Exhale 7. Inhale 5. Hold 3. Exhale 7. Seven more, just like that. Slowly start to release the breath. Releasing your mudra slowly and mindfully. Shaking out the hands just a little bit. And then bringing those hands to heart center, pressing the thumbs into the sternum. And take just a moment to set a sankalpa or an intent for today's practice. It's your practice. Make it personal. Exhale, release the hands to the knees. Drop the chin to the chest. Inhale the ear to one shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, ear to opposite shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Continue with this. Let your breath start to carry you. When the ear finds one shoulder, go ahead and leave it there. Bring that same arm up and over, adding just a little bit of pressure. Walk the opposite hand away from the body, lengthening the scabies. Taking some deep breaths here. Inhale, lift up, switching sides, bringing the chin to the chest, draw the ear to the opposite shoulder. Bring that same hand up and over, adding just a little bit of pressure. Walk the opposite arm away from the body. So when I was tuning in and feeling into this class and starting to gather quotes and themes and ideas, a few different quotes really jumped out on me today. And the first one is by Roxana Jones, and it says, "Do whatever you need to slow down and tune in and explore what you are carrying within." So my question is, what are you carrying today? And the deeper question is, do you need to? Inhale, lift up. Bring that thumb up towards the ceiling. Remember, right between the shoulder blades, any way that it gets there. So I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm looking like. You guys just hold still. So bring that thumb. Sometimes it comes down here. Sometimes we help it up. It just depends on what your range of motion is. And then from here, drop your ear to the opposite shoulder. Hello, neck and shoulders. Taking some deep breaths here. So as I sat with that quote this afternoon, I started to think about some of the heavy things that I've been carrying just because I thought I should. Not because I wanted to, not because I need to, not because it does me any good at all, but because I thought I should. Where do you think you should be carrying something that's really not yours to carry tonight? And can you breathe into that space and let it go? Inhale, lift up, switching the sides, bring that thumb up towards the ceiling. Bring it right between the shoulder blades, any way that it gets there. Drop the ear to the opposite shoulder and breathe in here. Inhale, lift up. We're going to interlace the fingers. Bring the fingers back behind the occipital. Elbows come out nice and wide. Drop the chin to the chest. And then round the back, look down at the belly and add just a little bit of pressure here. Inhale, lift up. We're going to take these same interlaced fingers, push them away at shoulder height, round the back and look down at the belly one more time. Inhale, lift up, release the hands, rolling out the shoulders. So we are going to start in a pose that I'm pretty sure I haven't done with most of you guys. It's called constructive rest pose. This is a really lovely pose where you just need to catch your breath and get your bearings. So we're going to start by taking one blanket and bringing it onto the mat. And all this blanket is really going to do is support the low back and hips, but it does feel better. Now, if you have any kind of history similar to mine, you may want to take your second blanket and fold it up so it looks like this. And for those who aren't really sure what I'm talking about, if you are a sexual assault survivor in any way, this pose may feel way safer if you have a blanket over your hips. It's totally up to you. It's totally what's going on in your body tonight, or in that case, what's happening in your mind. So we're gonna lay flat on the back with the knees bent. You're gonna bring the knees together and walk the feet out. So what happens here is the knees start to support each other and that low back starts to relax. Maybe you bring your blanket across your hips. Maybe you take your blanket and your weight pack. Maybe you just have a weight pack. Maybe you have nothing. But then our hands are just hanging out here. So we're going to bring the left hand to the heart space and the right hand to the belly. And we're going to close the eyes if that feels safe. And if that doesn't feel safe, we're just going to soften our gaze and lay here for about 5 minutes, really feeling the breath go through the body. Start to breathe into that right hand, expand the abs. Draw the air up to the left hand through the heart space, up to the collarbones. And then exhale down to the collarbones, down to the left hand, down to the right. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Over and over. Now, for many of us, when we start to still our bodies, our minds get really busy. And even though we gave our minds something to do by focusing on the breath here with this pranayama, sometimes a busy, anxious mind needs just a little bit more. So if that's where you're at tonight, maybe start to add a mantra to your breath. One of my favorite ones before bed is taking a deep breath in, all is well. And on the exhale, with my soul. Inhale, all is well. Exhale, with my soul. If that mantra isn't working for you, that's not your jam, pick the one that works for you. There's not really a right or wrong. As long as it's calming and soothing for you, it's the right one for you today. to that breath over and over, maybe with the mantra, maybe not. Bringing the mind back into the present. Be here now. Slowly start to deepen your breath, holding the body still. We are going to find our blocks. So without really moving the body very much, instead of having the knees TP together here or supporting each other, we're going to heel toe the feet back to center, re-parallel the feet, walk the heels back so that the ankles are safely under the knee joint. From here, put the weight into the heels. Maybe you're going to use the baby bear level of the block. Maybe you're going to use the mama bear. Maybe you're going to take a big book and just slip the big book flat. What we're going to do is put the weight in the heels, lift the hips, slip that block or book right underneath the hips like so. Bring the hips back down onto the block or the book. Hang out here. Now to make a little bit of space here in the shoulders or neck, walk the shoulder blades down the back, palms face up or palms face down, whatever is best for you. Coming back to those deep belly breaths, really letting the back relax here. Even in stillness, there's movement. Sometimes it takes time for the molecules of change to shift and form. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, transformation is taking place. Does it soothe you to think that transformation is taking place? Or does that whip up even more anxiety? And can you breathe into that? Can you find the stillness? Back to that breath over and over. Noticing the places in the body that are carrying constriction. Starting to breathe into those places. Slowly deepen your breath. Putting the weight into the heels. We're going to lift the hips and flip the blocks onto that baby bear level. If you're using a block, the block's going to stay flat, or the book is going to stay flat rather. Take both hands, reach down to the block or the book, just for stability's sake, to hang on to it. We're going to float both feet up overhead. Now, when the edge of the block is even with the top of the hip bones, the block or the book will help push the pelvis back up, which will help support the feet. So the body shouldn't be doing a ton of work in this waterfall pose. We're not here for very long. This is a baby inversion. We're encouraging the lymph and the blood to circulate back towards the heart. Just taking some deep breaths here. Slowly taking the breath. Bending the knees, planting the soles of the feet onto the ground. Put the weight into the heels. Lift the hips, remove the block, and come back onto the spine. Maybe bring your second blanket off the hips and onto the side by the hips. Maybe not, depends on what's right for you. We're going to straighten both legs and bring arms up overhead for full body stretch without hitting the seats. From the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes, making yourself as physically long as you possibly can here. Taking 3 deep breaths. Maybe sighing it out. Picking your favorite knee. Inhale the knee up towards the chest. Wrap both arms around the knee and hang out here. Taking some deep breaths here, hugging that knee a little closer to the chest. Hanging onto your knee with the opposite hand. And cross that knee across the midline and bring it down onto the blanket. So both shoulder blades stay on the ground. This entire twist comes from the middle back. We're not pulling from the sacrum. We want this twist to come from that thoracic spine, the middle back. The knee, if it doesn't touch the ground and you're comfortable, cool. If it doesn't touch the ground and you're not comfortable, blankets make really, really beautiful, squishy little props, and we'll lift that floor right up to you. Maybe you face your knee, or maybe you turn your head away from your knee. That's going to depend on what's best for your neck. Breathing into the low back here. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Come back onto your back and hug that knee back to the chest one more time, giving it a great big squeeze here. Hanging on to the same knee, you're going to inhale the opposite knee up, also making yourself into a small ball. Push those hips back down into the mat and lengthen that spine. Lengthening it from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. The knee that we've been working on, we're going to extend that leg down the mat and continue to hold that opposite knee to the chest, taking some deep breaths here. Maybe coming back to that mantra. All is well with my soul. All is well with my soul. Releasing the things that are heavy. Softening. If you found the blanket in the last pose super supportive, maybe move the blanket to the other side now. Crossing the knee across the midline. Resting it on the blanket. Again, you can look either way. It's going to depend on what's best for your neck. Breathing in here. Noticing the breath. Maybe encouraging it to come a little deeper into the belly. Slowly deepen the breath. Unwind, come back onto the back, hug that knee to the chest one more time. Hugging a second knee to the chest, make yourself into a small ball. And then start to rock up and down the mat 2 or 3 times, coming up to a seated position. So we're gonna make ourselves coming home with Becky bolster. You're gonna take one blanket so it looks something like this and lay it flat on the ground. And then you're gonna take the second blanket and lay it right on top. If you're anything like me, I have a princess and the pea thing that happens, so I like to start at the fringe. First, I'm gonna start at the fringe and roll them both together, making a little burrito. After you have your little burrito, we're going to come back flat onto our backs again with those knees bent. You're going to put the weight into the heels, lift the hips up, and slip that bolster right underneath those hips. Awesome. From here, you're going to straighten both legs and bring the legs out as wide as physically possible for you. And then bring the arms up and overhead in a pose we know as starfish pose. Really starting to open up the hip flexors, open up the hips. Now, if you feel super vulnerable in this pose, grab another blanket and put on top of the hips. Also, if you are using a weight pack, the weight pack will go across the hips too. And breathing into those hip flexors, noticing, noticing, noticing. Back to that breath. Maybe using a mantra, maybe not. If you're finding it hard to lean into the stillness, start to notice where your body is supported by the earth beneath you. Notice the heels connecting, the hips, shoulder blades, back of the hands. Feeling the steady and stable support, safe and secure. The beauty of being at home with all the microphones off is you can sigh it out as you see fit. Nobody's gonna look at you weird. Slowly deepen the breath. Bring the hands back down by the side body. We're gonna bend both knees and plant the soles of the feet onto the ground. We'll put the weight into the heels, lift the hips up, and remove our bolsters or our burritos and come back onto the spine. Taking a moment to hug both knees up to the chest again. Anchor the shoulder blades, anchor the hips. Push that tailbone away from the crown of the head, really lengthening that spine. Beautiful. Extending both legs down the mat. Bring the arms up overhead one more time. Really stretching from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. We're going to come into a pose called Banana Asana. So we're going to sassy both hips out to the right, wide edge of the mat. So bring those hips as far over as you can, but you really want to keep both hips connected to the ground. So sometimes we come up like this because we think that's what we want, but really for this pose, we want both hips still firmly connected out by the right wide edge of the mat. With the hips on the right, we're going to bring both feet into the left corner with the right foot on top. You should already start to have some sensation in that right hip flexor. Now we're going to take both hands and walk them over to the left wide edge of the mat with that right arm on top, making ourselves into a banana shape for Banana Asana. Breathing into this hip flexor. One of the places that starts to tighten up in moments of sustained stress. Listening to the body, noticing what starts to come up. It's not a coincidence. Bringing the hands back to center. Bring the feet back to center. Bring the hips back to center. And mush, mush, mush. Official yoga terms here. We're going to bring those hips over to the left wide edge of the mat. Bring the feet into the right corner with the left foot on top. Oh, hello, left hip flexor. And bring both hands into the right corner with the left hand on top. Coming into Banana Asana on the other side. the arms back to center. Bring the feet back to center. Bring the hips back to center. And mush, mush, mush. We're going to inhale both knees up to the chest. Make yourself into a small ball. And then cross the knees across the midline and drop the knees right about belly button height onto the floor. Arms open up wide like a T. And that front hand is going to add a little bit of pressure to that top knee. You can look either way. It's going to depend on what's best for your neck and back today. Breathing into that low back space. Noticing if the weight you are carrying is yours to carry. Sometimes we need to put things down simply because they are heavy. Inhale the knees back to center. Exhale, twist opposite side. Knees come down right about belly button height. That front hand adds a little weight to that top knee. And that back arm opens up wide like a T. And again, gaze can come to either side, whichever is best for your neck and back. Breathing into that low back space. Slowly start to take in your breath. Unwind. Hiking both knees to the chest. Make yourself into a small ball. Rocking up and down the mat 2 or 3 times, come back up to a seated position. If you love Savasana and that's how you want to close this practice, please come flat onto the back. Slip your bolsters under your knees with the legs straight. Walk the shoulder blades down the back and bring the palms facing up, laying in your final resting pose, Savasana. If you would like one more shoulder and hip opener, go ahead and take that little burrito that we made. Lay it lengthwise onto the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together, the knees opened out wide. Maybe bring your blanket or your weight pack across your hips. Laying back onto the bolster, letting both shoulder blades drape over the bolster. Open up those arms wide like a T. Coming into supported Supta Baddha Konasana. Regardless of which one you chose, we're going to be here for about 8 minutes. And while you're laying here, coming back to the breath over and over. I'm going to give you this quote to reflect on. It's by Hermann Hesse. Within yourself is a stillness, a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself. So what's your sanctuary feeling like tonight, guys? Can we breathe into it? Can we find peace in the stillness? Surrender in the transformation. Softness in the armor. Putting down what is heavy for no other reason but because it's heavy. And coming back to that breath. Over and over. Just you and your breath. Slowly deepen your breath and start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Straightening both legs, bring the arms up and over the head for a full body stretch, taking up as much room as you possibly can from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Rolling over onto one side, pausing there for just a moment, bringing to mind one thing that you love about yourself, one thing that you're grateful for right now, and offering yourself just a moment of gratitude for taking time to practice this soul care. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, push yourself up to a seated position, bringing the hands to heart center. And there's an author that I absolutely adore. Her name is Spud Unicorn. And this is one of her latest pieces that she just put out. And I find it quite potent and beautiful. It says, I return to myself. I return to the mystery of the dark. I return to my shadow. I return to the core of my being. I return to what I've lost and forgotten, abandoned and rejected. I return to my grief, my fear, and to the places where I feel powerless, until it all transforms into wisdom. I return to my body and my breath. I return to my humanity. I return to my heart. I return to my compassion. I return to the earth. I return to call all parts of me home. I return to my soul. I return to oneness. I return to my life whole. I am so very grateful for the opportunity to practice with each and every one of you. I hope you leave this class feeling just a skosh better than when you walked in. The light in me so greatly honors the light in you. Namaste.